Families of two civilians allegedly killed in an encounter in Hyderpora in Srinagar were removed by police and detained when they were protesting in Press Enclave on Wednesday. The families of Altaf Bhatt and Mudassir Gul staged a protest along with civil society members demanding justice for the victims and the return of their bodies. All the protesters were detained by police and later they were allowed to return to their homes. Police said this was done for the safety of the protesters as temperatures touched sub-zero in Jammu and Kashmir. Former Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah said it was outrageous that the Jammu and Kashmir administration did not allow the families to conduct a peaceful sit-in protest. I have rarely seen families who have been wronged conduct themselves with such dignity. They have been reasonable in their demands and dignified in their conduct. The result of this is visible for all to see as the police drags them away in the dead of the night, Omar Abdullah said. During Monday's encounter in Hyderpora, police claimed that a Pakistani terrorist along with his local associate Muhammad Amir along with two civilians Altaf Bhatt and Mudassir Gul were killed. Prime Minister Narendra Modi urged all the democratic nations on Thursday to work together to ensure that technological innovations like cryptocurrencies should not be misused. Addressing the Sydney dialogue via video conference on Thursday, PM Modi gave the example of bitcoins and said it is important that all democratic nations work together on this and ensure that it does not end up in the wrong hands, which can spoil your youths. PM Modi also spoke about the digital revolution in India and said the country is currently witnessing 5 important transitions. He lauded India's efforts in transforming people's lives by using digital technology for governance, including empowerment, connectivity, delivery of benefits, and welfare. PM Modi said technology and data are becoming new weapons in the digital age and that we are developing strong capabilities in cloud computing, which are key to resilience and digital sovereignty. The heavy downpours continued to trouble Tamil Nadu's Chennai throughout Wednesday, November 17th. The city on Wednesday night received 2 centimeters of rainfall. Schools and colleges in Chennai, Thiruvallur, Kanchipuram, Ranipet, Dindigul, Pudukottai, Theni, Vellore, Ariyallur, Nagapattinam, Viluppuram, Thiruvarur, Mayiladuthurai, Kalakkurichi, Kudalur, Viluppuram, Tanjavur and Dharmapuri will remain shut on Thursday. Salem, Trichy and Tiruvannamalai have declared a holiday only for schools. A war room has been set up at Chennai Corporation where the civic body's officials are monitoring the red alert situation because of the heavy rain. A thunderstorm with heavy to very heavy with isolated extremely heavy rainfall is likely in Tiruvallur, Chennai, Kanchipuram and Ranipettai district of Tamil Nadu on Thursday according to the Regional Meteorological Center's forecast. A Delhi court on Wednesday refused to grant ex parte injunction in a lawsuit seeking direction to stop the publication, circulation and sale of former Union Minister Salman Khurshid's book for allegedly hurting sentiments of a large section of the society. The suit filed by Hindu Sena President Vishnu Gupta has sought direction to the authorities concerned to stop the publication, circulation and sale of the book, namely Sunrise over Ayodhya, for allegedly hurting the sentiments. Additional Civil Judge Preeti Pareva put up the matter for argument and clarification on the maintainability of the suit on November 18th. India was re-elected to the Executive Board of the United Nations Cultural and Education Organization for the 2021 to 2025 term on Wednesday. India gets re-elected to the Executive Board of UNESCO with 164 votes for the term 2021 to 2025, tweeted the Paris-based Permanent Delegation of India to UNESCO. The election of members of the Executive Board took place on Wednesday.